What we're showing here today is going to blow your brains out in the good way. This is Edifice Bridge. You're going to notice that everything in the world is named after Edifice. It's getting old at this point, but here we are. This is the Edifice Bridge, the biggest bridge of all time. Forget about pioneers. Forget about whatever dumbass bridge you thought of before. It doesn't even matter anymore. This is what matters. I want to see people copying this, block for block. That is all.
Yeah, good luck. So we're currently in Chinatown, and the Edifice Gate Bridge splits Chinatown from Bexley with Park Row. And we're currently going to take one of a few routes to get to the bridge. This is the route to Elliott Memorial Park, which is conveniently right next to Elliott Memorial, which is where we're coming from.
I'm pretty sure we got inspired. Well, okay, we had this land here that just a part of the world painter world. Always just assumed the first pillar would be on this little bit of land. I think we were inspired by, what's that bridge in Oregon that had the park?
St. John's Bridge.
Yeah, so we took that and we kind of based a little park around it, which makes a lot of sense. Before we go into kind of the first pillar with the fountain, we want to go over here. We have some cool little details. I like how this park turned out. It's very like detailed. And
Yeah.
we got some of these petals. I don't know if we've actually shown these in a video before.
No, we
We've shown in streams.
yeah, these are the cherry petals. Eilers retextured them to be like fall leaves. And then all these orange leaves on the trees are also the cherry leaves, and as you can see, very atmospheric over here with the leaves falling.
Yeah, this is like a full-fledged park. We got bathrooms right here. We got like a fountain, of course, trash can. This kind of just loops around, not much to see there, but we do have like a gazebo
Yeah.
where you can sit. It's nice and calm. And Chinatown will be over here. You can actually see the gate.
Now here is one of my favorite buildings on the park. This is the groundskeeper building. It doesn't actually have a name, but there is a fully fledged inside. Damn, it's dark as shit in here. Yeah, so we got the sun to kind of showcase a bit of the interior here. It's just pretty generic. There's a bunch of shelves and like I guess groundskeeper tools to keep the park all nice and neat, clean up any sort of debris, things of that nature. We got a nice big sink here, a lot of cauldrons and stuff. It's pretty generic, pretty simple, but it's really cool in here, and I'm really happy with how it turned out.
Now we can go up to the actual base of the pillar that you've been waiting for. We got this lovely fountain here that is super old, and it goes really deep. You can't really see much down there other than the horror.
Yeah, there's some horror
which
down
we don't
there.
talk about. And you made these. You actually decorated this part of the bridge, like all of the kind of foundation stores and stuff is all Junior.
Yeah, I got bored one day, decided that the foundations of the pillars could use a bit of a touch-up, and I eventually just came across the idea of just putting little stores, since the whole idea of this bridge, since it is the biggest bridge in Gotham, I think I just saw Humpty Dumpty. Yeah, I decided to just put some stores here, since it is an attraction, it is a tourist attraction. People would probably come to these foundation parts of these pillars to shop, almost like an outdoor mall, to take pictures.
It's probably also like not even just a tourist attraction, but just like people ride their bikes, they'll like jog across it. So there
Yeah.
might be some cafes and stuff like that.
Yeah, people that take photography. As you can see, it's a very pretty area. So,
Yeah, and if we had the full, I don't know if you can see the end of the bridge, but like I'm not joking. Like this is the biggest bridge, one of the biggest structures I've made in Minecraft. It is unbelievably huge, and just like looking down the whole thing is just like it's hard to wrap my head around.
it's crazy. It definitely rivals the Gotham One Center, which we did a couple months back.
That's true.
If not, I think this is probably more impressive than that, in my opinion.
Yeah, and like I think we should talk about once we get up to like the top of the pillars, like kind of the unique design, because we really didn't want to copy like we didn't want to do like the Pioneers Bridge or all that type of stuff that other people are doing. We want to do something really unique. We also didn't want to do like, just straight up copy a real life bridge. Like we really wanted to make stuff that's not really seen much before. And so we can talk about that a bit when we get up here, but Junior's made these like really cool like maintenance things inside of the pillars.
Yeah, I somehow managed to fit all this detail into one of the pillars. I kid you not, like the pillars are actually like 5x7 for the interior
Yeah,
space.
some of them get really tight.
And this is one of the skinnier ones. And I managed to fit a pretty nice interior in here. A lot of boilers, a lot of pipes. Very industrialized. Oh, got a Minecraft cave noise.
I will also say that this bridge is not fully done. Like there's a lot. We have a huge interior later, but we do want to kind of like eventually, because as you know, this will be an adventure map eventually. So this will be like a playable part of the story. We don't know in what way yet, but we want to have like each pillar, each thing actually has an interior like this that you can explore.
And as you can see, as we climb up the maintenance tunnels and walkways here, it actually leads up to different sections of the bridge, which is something I'm really proud of because we actually made these doors before we did the interior work, or I did the interior work. So I had to connect up all of this that you see in here to the doors that we already previously had. And it turned out great because everything sort of aligned perfectly. And you can keep going up these maintenance rooms. And it takes you up to one of my favorite sections that was kind of one of those additions that was just it was kind of winged and it was in the moment, but it definitely made the bridge stand out a lot more.
Yeah, so these are like the maintenance catwalks. Like we wanted to make this impressive. Like the cables are so big on this bridge that you can walk across them, which is just kind of crazy. And so we actually inspired this off the Golden Gate Bridge, where there's actual like railings on the like the cables themselves. Unfortunately, it's not like a ladder here, so you're gonna have to fly a little bit. We also have this nice, like, I guess ball spire thing that we have on a lot of the pillars.
So you'll see this like spire here show up in the Edifice Gate Museum / gift shop that we will show later in the video, which we're super happy to show off because it is definitely the highlight of this bridge in my opinion. But yeah, this is kind of what the bridge looks like. As you can see, super intricate, very complicated, and it took a lot of time.
Here's what makes this bridge complicated. Like, not only do we want to make it like really unique, like there's not really a bridge like this in real life at all. Like this is just ridiculous. The thing here, which we'll kind of walk past them, but the monorails, like the lines themselves, actually go through this bridge. So there's a north and a south line that goes along here, and so there has to be enough space in between the pillars, and you can see like how we just like barely fit the lines like through the pillars. There's kind of like 4 smaller pillars per section of the bridge instead of two.
Mm-hmm.
It's like there's just so much, like there's so many pieces to each pillar. It's crazy.
So here we're back at the first pillar, and as you can see, there is like these underside walkways or catwalks that stretch the entire bridge. And this is how you would get from one side to the other. We wanted this bridge to be very pedestrian friendly instead of just cars. There's monorail travel, there's pedestrian travel for these walkways, and as you'll see in a bit, there's also subway travel, which we will.
That's true, yeah.
Which we're excited to show, and we'll get there eventually. So this
Right,
is.
so we're showing. Oh my god.
I hate you! I hate you! So this is one of the walkways that you can take. I like to think of this one to be more of the bicycle lane. But this is also pretty cool because right above us there is another walkway that you can take for pedestrians that's closer to the road. This is just the underside one. As you can see, we have a nice view of the aquarium and vivarium, which is on Ilaris's channel. Link in the description. Go check that video out. Oh. I saw him again.
Hello?
Humpty?
Humpty? Dumpty? Alright, in the middle of the entire bridge, we got this little hangout area. Kind of wish it was a little bit bigger, but it's very compact. We still have like benches and stuff on the lower section.
Yeah.
And so I'm pretty sure we have a room here.
Yeah,
We have a room that doesn't exist.
Yeah, just cut that part out. So again, we have more stores at the bottom of this pillar. I try to make all the stores very unique, very different. This one's got a pretty cool sign.
These are probably my favorite because they have that like round window aesthetic.
Yeah, I like this one a lot. It's probably my favorite. But this one's a close second because of the sign. And then the third pillar has the same treatment, slightly. The third pillar is a little bit special because this is the middle pillar. It's the big, grandiose pillar. And in the middle here, you'll notice that we have this kind of big dome piece. And you can kind of see down there of the museum. And over here, we have an elevator that you can take down. But we're not going to take this way. We're going to take the staircase on the other side.
Take the scenic route.
The scenic route. So here's the staircase. Got a nice chandelier. Very cool in here. Love the vibe. I love the windows.
Okay, so this is the Edifice Bridge Museum. This place, I'm gonna be honest, this place is compact. I'm talking like the walls are up against the borders of like what we could work with, but we stuck so much detail into like every room. I especially like really got into this place. I did a lot of different rooms that you'll see. Actually, behind us, we have one of our first rooms. We'll save the gift shop for last because I think that's the best area. But this is the gift shop manager's office. Kind of tell like how detailed we're going.
Yeah, very cool. A lot of things. Shout out to Eilers for doing most of these rooms.
This guy's a fan of Germa, and he's got Garrett OS.
Yeah.
Just nice lore detail.
Yeah. Shout out Germa.
Shout out Germa.
My beloved.
Hold on, let's
Germa
take a pray
Nightwing.
break.
Yeah, pray break. So you can walk down these walkways here. We're currently on the second floor of the museum, so there's a whole floor below us. All these things that you'll see along the walls are things that are breaking down the history of the bridge while it was being concepted and built throughout the years. And here's one of them. These are lamp concepts that were proposed during the construction and planning of the bridge by different designers and architects. As you can see here, we have one from 1939, one from 1956, and one from 1971. And the bridge was built during the 70s, from 1970 to 75, so 5 years of the bridge being built. But the bridge's design and concept and its planning goes all the way back to World War II.
Yeah, we also got a little frog, little frog from the outside of the bridge. I don't know if we didn't really directly show it, but if you go on the outside, there's these statues.
We have another one of the king. That's what this is supposed to be. He's also on the outside of the bridge as well.
Next thing we have is the bathroom. So I wanted this place to be pretty realistic. I think for a lot of our places, we try to make them realistic. Like everywhere has bathrooms as they would in real life.
Yep.
So we got bathroom on the other side that we won't show because they're basically copies. But this is what it looks like. Pretty simple.
Yeah, pretty simple, pretty cool. Gets the point across.
And here is the actual elevator that we showed off earlier that goes up there.
Yep.
And we have stair access. There's actually multiple stair accesses in this place. But here is actually one of the more detailed places. So again, we want this to be realistic. So we have a whole janitorial department here. Lots of detail in here. This is one I did. So there's just a lot of use this invisible item frame a lot.
Yeah.
We got the mop.
Oh yeah, this is like the coolest thing.
I set block this earlier. I put it in.
It keeps breaking. We don't know why.
And then we got this little. You can't really see much because it's in ray tracing, but I did put a lot of detail into like, what's on the shelves. It kind of looks like soap and stuff. So there's still a lot more rooms to go with. This is just the upstairs section.
So now, since we showed everything up here, we're gonna head downstairs. The stairs wrap around the elevator shaft here, which I think is really cool. And here's the main floor, and just look at that. Like, we have all of this to show. And that's pretty exciting, so we're gonna try and tackle all of it. And the first thing you see when going down the stairs is this sort of mini model of the bridge that was probably made way back when they were proposing this to the city officials, and now it's here inside the museum, and I think it's pretty cool. Ilaris made this.
You helped a little bit, yeah.
Yeah, and it looks like the bridge. I think you did really well with this.
Oh, thank you. So we got a office here. So pretty realistic. We actually have a museum coordinator. So this is the person that's like directing things. It directs events, stuff like that. If there needs to be any revisions, and any historical artifacts and stuff like that from the bridge. So this is the office. Lots of detail in here.
Yep.
Took into consideration like who this person is. So we got these cards here, which would go onto specific artifacts. This is an old bridge, so they're sometimes discovering old pieces and equipment that have become valuable, and so they put them in these boxes and mark them and all that type of stuff. And of course, this person's pretty handy. They got their own little workbench here. So, yeah, that's the coordinator.
Really cool. Ilaris did this room, by the way.
I did, yeah. So I kind of did this back section of the facility. This room is pretty cool because I actually want to explain something about this place. We decided that we were going to build the foundations of the bridge, like as they actually were built originally, and then build the museum around it. So the museum was not originally like planned to be in the bridge, of course. Like before, this was a hollow part of the bridge that had these really strong stone brick limestone foundations, and then later on they actually built the museum around it. And so you're gonna see that like we really took into account, like it really looks like this place was built inside of the pillar. In fact, so this is like the storage room, of course, as you could probably tell. So this is where all the museum storage would go. But there's actually a basement. Should we show this first, probably?
Yeah, I'll show this.
The exhibit designer. So this person would kind of be in charge of anything regarding like setting up exhibits, changing exhibits. You know, if there's any shipments that need to get inside of the building, pretty difficult task. This is the kind of the person. So they got like a whole workshop here. It's kind of like a garage, a bit.
I love the vibe of this room.
Yeah, no, each room just has so much detail to it. There's also access to this part, which I thought was pretty cool. So there's a bit of like not really a sewer. I guess it's kind of a sewer. There's kind of a water filtration, not filtration system, but like they can open up some of the gates to let water in.
Yeah.
And we'll add like a whole like sewer system eventually. It's not done yet, but you can kind of see the bit of like what the interior of the pillar looked like before the construction.
Yeah. And it's just a cool spot to hang out. We have these windows behind that you can see into a little bit. It's very dark on RTX, but when you don't have a shader pack on, you can actually see through. And it's pretty nice. It's just a nice little vibe. You can go out there, hang out, try not to fall into the abyss.
Yeah, I don't think guests are actually allowed out there, but sure. This is the basement. So again,
ominous ass basement, dude.
This is where Humpty Dumpty should show up, but we'll see.
Yeah, his lair.
Yeah, so like we really did build this place like around the foundation. So like this literally is the floor, and so each part of this, like this kind of bit, is because of the subway that we'll show later. Got this little vent. See a little bit out there.
Oh, you can see it. Oh, what could that be? And we'll probably show you in a minute. But yeah, there's really nothing down here. We might put like boxes or something down here as like mass storage, but there really isn't anything here. There is these like foundation pillars here, and like Eilers was saying earlier, we made the foundations of what would hold up the actual bridge itself first and then did the interior, so you can actually see these kind of exposed down here. It's just a neat little detail. It adds a lot when you start looking at it. Yeah, this is the elevator access to this bit if need be. And I'm just gonna make a nice Batman hop up here. There we go. And
That's true.
Now we're back up here. So we did a nice little loop, we came from there, and we exited from there. I guess we could show off this. It's right here, we might as well. So, earlier in the video we said that we were going to have subway access, and this is kind of the exit slash entrance to the subway.
Yes, we lied.
Yeah, we also lied straight to your face. We have the entrance to it, but we don't actually have the subway. We're planning on... Oh, what the fuck?
We're planning on... Oh, what the...
You saw him?
I saw him. He's in there. Anyway,
Oh my God.
yeah, we have the entrance, but there's no subway. We do have a subway that we're working on in the city that line is going to connect up to here, but we actually haven't made the line nor the subway here yet. We do plan on making this a two-parter, so maybe that will be in the second part.
That is true.
But for right now, it's not made. But the entrance to it is, and it looks promising. I'm really excited to make it.
This is actually really important.
Yeah, so I guess I'll explain this. This was kind of the first display case that I made, and for how we're doing the sort of game, one of the characters, which I shall not name, at some point in the story, you'll access here, and there'll be a suit missing, and I'm not going to tell you whose suit or what the purpose is.
Yeah, this bridge is actually like really important to the actual like lore of the world and this character, and we've like really took advantage of a storyline in the comics that I feel like we're making a lot better. We're kind of reinterpreting it, and I think it's gonna be really cool. But if we told you any more, it would kind of. I feel like you could piece it together if you know the comics and you're actually paying attention to the video. You could probably figure out what character we're talking about.
Yeah. And here is some other exhibits. Like here we got more of the item frame, the invisible item frames displaying some items here. We got some sort of rails, some chains, some lanterns used throughout the construction of the bridge that they found, that they put into the museum. And then up here we actually have one of the catwalks here as a display piece. And then on the other side here, we got sort of the same thing. We got some. This is supposed to be setting up like a scene. So we got like a crate, we got a crowbar, you know, some pallets, a saw. Here we have another exhibit. This is just kind of more tools that they found throughout the bridge, or you know, things that they found in the underside or construction, or even the foundations of the pillar that they kind of just put here that were left behind by the construction crew. So we got some bells, more saws, things like that. Here we have some tools that were generally used throughout making it. And here we have the big ball, which we showed you in the early video. This is just a ball that they maybe had an extra of, or maybe got destroyed, so they put it down here.
I think they just recreated it.
Yeah. And then actually down here, this is kind of a little entrance into the subway, so you can actually see the ball from right here, which I think is pretty cool.
Ooh, we're about to go into.
Dude. Really?
Ooh, we're about to go into my favorite part. My favorite part, at least, which is the gift shop.
Yeah, I hate this part, actually. It's not my favorite. It's only Iris's.
Okay, cool. So actually, originally, like, this was gonna be very much inspired by the Catwoman DLC, like the toy store.
Mm-hmm.
But then it sort of became a museum because we found, like, these cool references of a museum in Massachusetts. I already forgot the name of it, but a lot of the places based off that. But there's a little bit of that toy store kind of vibe with this place. So the gift shop is kind of small, but it is absolutely packed with detail.
I guess we'll start off. Yeah, we'll start off over here. We got a lot of shelving stuff, a lot of knickknacks. I don't even know how to explain some of this. I don't know what it is. It's just us trying to fill up the space.
Well, I can tell you what this is. These are the stuffed animals.
These are the stuffed animals, yeah. I would know because I'd made it. This is the guy. This is the father from Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs.
Mm-hmm.
Then we have a llama. A lot of cool stuff. Got Batman. Got a Batman plushie.
Got
That's Judy
Bugs
Hopps.
Bunny,
No, that's Judy Hopps.
No,
Dude.
Bugs Bunny's like girlfriend.
Oh, what's her name? Lola?
Yeah, Lola Bunny.
Yeah. Dude, she's so bad.
We got the main character from Alpha and Omega, like 2006.
And then I don't even know what that is, man.
It kind of looks like a gorilla, but white.
That looks like a rice ball. It's like, it doesn't look like anything.
Okay. Yeah, so this place is filled with fun.
Yeah. Dude, we
got a bathroom.
We got the stuffed animal section. Yeah, here's the rice ball.
This is the really creepy bathroom.
Yeah, this is the most evil bathroom I've ever seen.
This is only for the employees, by the way.
Yeah, everyone else has to suffer. Oh.
Wait, who put that?
It's him.
Oh my god. He's inside of...
Alright, so we're just gonna ignore him. Yeah, there's a toy, there's a model train. Here is the another employees only section. This is kind of the shelving unit, the backlog of merchandise. Yeah, pretty liminal.
This is the actual place where you'd, actually pay for everything. Pretty detailed. Actually, dude, I'm really loving this white wood. Like, it's probably like my favorite wood Oh my
Dude,
God.
man, I just fixed that.
Yeah, so
This is the store clerk.
store clerk, really like the wood. Humpty Dumpty, we've actually, in between takes, have made friends with him. He's actually just a normal guy.
Yeah, he's kind of chill.
I didn't know he's chill, but...
Yeah, no, he actually owns this place. He put that down. He's kind of a shady, yeah, he's kind of a shady character. We're still trying to get to know him. But yeah, the white wood, great addition. We really love it. Let's go.
I think you should talk about these cool stairs that you did.
Okay, yeah, let me figure out where the hell I am. Yeah, so we got some spiral stairs that I made. Just walk up these bad boys. And then we got the vibe. This is the vibe section. I just
Vaporwave.
Yeah, I just made this. Not gonna lie, this kind of reminds me of a lava lamp. Wasn't intentional.
Oh my god, it does, yeah.
Wasn't intentional, but it kind of gives off that vibe, so I'm gonna call it that. It's a giant lava lamp. Very chill. A lot of
Can we
stuff.
talk about how we, like, made a second floor here?
Yeah, this is crazy. This was kind of... Everything was impulse here. Like, we had no idea what we were doing, so we just kind of built. And the second floor kind of came really naturally with the addition to the staircase. Yeah, you can walk across here, and it takes you to the other section of the gift shop. And this is probably one of my favorite areas, just like right here. Just chill. Like, grab a book, chill out, relax. It's a vibe over here. We got more stuff on the shelves, mysterious potions and whatnot. And then I added another addition where I was like, you know what? Let's just make another staircase right here. This staircase actually doesn't go down, so the only way to get to this staircase is from the first staircase or the second floor of the museum, which you will see right now. You can actually access the gift shop from these two corners right here, which I think is super cool. There isn't a whole lot over here. We might add some more detail, like chairs and plants and stuff. It's a little bit bland, but other than that, I'm really happy with how the gift shop turned out as a whole and just how everything kind of laid out.
Yeah, there's just so much, like, depth and detail in this place. We might add even more to it, and it's got predator map potential. I'm gonna be real.
Yeah, it's definitely predator map potential. There's even gargoyles here.
Okay. So we're, like, really far away. Actually, I don't want to turn around because there's sensitive information behind this, but you can see the full scale of this bridge. Just this bridge has, like, such a cool silhouette. Really matches that mini model. It just, I don't know. There's not much to say about it. It just looks awesome.
Yeah, and this thing is just crazy. Like, comparatively to a player who's 2 blocks high, like, this thing is massive. I wish I could compare it to, like, another bridge. I mean, I can, but yeah, so this was the first bridge ever made, and at the time, I was super proud of this, and I was like, yeah, this thing's fucking massive. But, like, comparatively, look at this.
Yeah, it's so, like, even lengthwise, it's just not even that long.
Yeah.
Because before we had such little render distance, and so it seemed a lot bigger.
It still has a really nice silhouette, but comparatively to the Edifice Gate, like, this thing is pathetic.
Yeah, it's really bad. We're gonna get rid of it.
Yeah. Bye-bye, bridge. So, in front of us, we're currently on a copy of the world. But in front of us, you can kind of see the differing sizes from Bexley to, comparatively to the bridge. And as you can see, the bridge is insane. We're about maybe 2,000-ish blocks away.
Yeah, I can't remember the exact dimensions of the world, but we're incredibly far away.
Yeah, and you can see, like, that thing is massive comparatively. I think the tallest tower is around the same height as the clock tower, and that says a lot. The bridge is massive.
It's so cool seeing the city. Like, imagine, like, the bridge, by the way, isn't nearly at the block height, so there's still so much room to work with, and like just seeing Bexley, like imagine all these other islands filled with buildings.
So there's Elliott Memorial. There's Edifice Gate. And then here's the bridge that will enter Reverie. All right, so let's can we ask for money yet?
Yeah, if you guys check in the description, we have our Ko-Fi listed. We have one map that's ready. I don't know if you put it in yet. We have the Nightwing thing. I think you were thinking about putting in.
Oh yeah, that's not in yet. I'm currently working on getting that in right now.
There's another map that will probably be in there soon as well. But I would consider it more as like a donation. But if you do donate, we have a few maps that you can download. There's some stuff going on with the development of the map that you aren't necessarily seeing. We have like a whole like idea for an adventure map that's currently in development, and shout out to Levi, who has his own channel where he's showcasing some of the actual gameplay features that are already working for this map.
So I guess we'll end the video here. Thank you guys so much for watching. It really does mean the world to us that you guys have been supporting us for this long. Shout out to everybody that has bought our map and are planning on it. We know that we don't have a whole lot of content there, but there will be some. And for the people that have bought it, you'll be rewarded here soon with more stuff for free. As of right now, it's a one-time purchase. Thank you guys. It really does mean the world. We'll try and upload more frequently, no promises. We have a lot of stuff on our plate that we have to do now. So yeah, we'll catch you guys in the next one. Bye-bye. Holy shit!